It's me, little Charlie. Sorry I haven't uploaded in like a week. A lot of shit happened. I'll put a timestamp here for those of you who just understandably would rather get on with the video. So as I explained in my last update video, I was having a lot of trouble with my computer. It needed a new motherboard, and my friend recommended me a motherboard, but didn't realize until I looked at my specs again that the computer they recommended was not compatible with my computer at all. I was trying to use this computer for as long as I could to save enough money to build a new one myself, but alas, my computer was just getting worse. I was struggling with my computer even turning on. I had to stop streaming altogether because my streams would crash. Sometimes it would just shut off while I was working. Then it got to a point where it wouldn't open shit I needed to use, like my editing software. So I had to cave and just buy another computer. Thing is, I don't know a damn thing about building computers. I wouldn't know what I needed, nor could I really afford to wait. I don't want to delve too deep into my sob story, but this online stuff I do is really my only source of income. It's not like it's like that by choice. I can't talk too much about it until I can afford to move out and feel safe to talk about it, which is fine. I don't want your pity bucks. I mean, I ain't saying I won't take it, times is hard, it's just not ideal, you know? I prefer support because you really like the shit I'm making. This is a long-winded way of saying I bought the cheapest gaming computer I could find at my local Walmart, which was like $500. For me, that's a lot of cash. That's like 2 months worth of income for me. So the Mr. Krabs in my ass still feels those price pains. But this computer lets me use Opera as a browser, so that's magical. The only issue is that this computer has a very ridiculously low amount of storage. Like, is this a gaming computer for avid Tetris players? How the hell is this an appropriate amount of storage for a gamer? But luckily, I did have a terabyte just laying around collecting dust in my room, so I can finally use it. Till I discovered I didn't have the correct cables. I'm in fucking hell. I don't give a shit how cheap SATA cables are. I ain't spending another penny till I earn back every cent wasted on this computer. I just hate frivolously spending money. I mean, shit, just because I don't make minimum wage doesn't mean I don't have my own responsibilities I have to take care of. So sadly, till I get my storage situation fixed, I can't transfer all the projects I've been working on my computer. I am working on free ways to get that damn cable though. I checked my old computer, and its cable looks smaller, which is just what I need. But whoever built my old computer, sadistic, sick bastard, may he burn in hell. I don't know what he used to build this contraption, but the screwdriver is useless. I remember my online friends being baffled by this. My brother was baffled by this. So I assume dark magic and secret curses isn't typical in the building process for computers. But I gotta see if that cable is the one I need. So I got 3 screwdrivers and a sledgehammer, and I've been trying to bust open this part I need to get into. I am the embodiment of chaotic stupid. Anyway, so a lot of money got wasted that I gotta earn back. Hell, I'm even considering adding a feed pick tier to Patreon, even though that's something I very much don't want to do. Relax, keep your dick in your pants, cheapskates. If I force myself to do that, it'll at least be a $1,000 tier. And if you can pay that much for them, you deserve them. Speaking of Patreon, I need help coming up with tiers. You see, I want to change my merch tier because of Patreon's way of doing merch. It really confuses me. And I just like to change it because it's like a hassle for me because I don't get it. So any ideas on what would be some good tiers you would like to see? Some good rewards? I would greatly appreciate it. Also a reminder, I do extremely cheap commissions, whether you want a live 2D model or regular art. My rigging commissions are pretty cheap as well. So, you know, if you want to get a live 2D model, come to me before I start seeing my value. Anyway, sorry about all that rambling. Now on to screeching about school days. Yo, Charlie here to remind you to like and subscribe and take a pity on my sad graph. For those of you who don't know, School Days is probably the dumbest anime of all time based off a visual novel I never played. Harem typically ain't my genre. I've never understood seeing a bunch of beautiful, interesting characters swoon for the most bland, dull, mediocre person for miles. And before you say it, I know they give protag no personality so anyone can attach theirself to them and be like, that's me being swooned over for a bunch of beautiful women. But for me, it has the opposite effect. I can't relate to a character at all if they lack a personality. Tangent aside, School Days is a terrible anime from a terrible genre. To explain, Makoto develops a crush on Kotonoha, a shy, kind, sweet girl who loves to read and knit. But he doesn't like her for any of those reasons. He just happened to notice she got huge titties. As many of you know, I am a tad flat-chested IRL. My chest might be flat, but my ass show ain't. But I'm a booba respecter. I love titties. They're nice and bouncy and soft. At least that's what people have told me. However, it's important to not just admire the big titties, but the person behind those big titties. You think I simp for Dio just because he has a nice rack? No. I also want him to crush me with a road roller. I will at least compliment School Days for going against the grain of high school romance anime. Sure, they had to create the most unlikable protag to do it, but it really does show the horrific impact of cheating. Kotonoha's extreme decline in her mental health because of Makoto's selfishness, Sekai resorting to killing Makoto in a fit of rage. When I was young watching this anime, the ending felt out of left field, but as an adult watching it, it really doesn't. Stuff like this happens all the time, and if I can credit School Days anything aside of the most unlikable cast of characters in existence, they do show the dangers and harms of cheating. Holy shit, is School Days a PSA? Sekai, a super cute and cheerful girl, finds out Makoto's secret and decides to help him get his girl. Sekai and Makoto get into silly hijinks, and by the end of episode 1, Makoto and Kotonoha are dating. Worst mistake she's ever made. I actually rewatched some of this trash just for this video, the things I do for YouTube, and something I noticed, Makoto displays a lot of red flags just by episode 1 alone that I didn't catch when I was younger. For one, getting somewhat violent with Sekai when he thought there's a possible chance she might have possibly blabbed about his crush. She didn't, by the way. Also having an incredibly one-sided friendship with Sekai. For example, waiting for a train together, Sekai explains to him that he doesn't usually see her on the train because she lives in the opposite direction from him. He acts surprised when she tells him she's told him that before. Maybe it's late at night and I'm digging too deep in the trash, but Makoto doesn't care for Sekai as a person and takes no interest in anything she says unless it's about helping him get laid. Just a little thing I noticed in episode 1 is all. Oh, but let's not feel bad for Sekai. She's a piece of shit too. Immediately after Kotonoha and Makoto start dating, you know, that thing Sekai played a large role in making happen, she kisses Makoto. Pretty damn two-faced considering she acts like Kotonoha's friend. Makoto is determined to get his pee-pee wet, so he instantly wants to do the lewd in the nude with Kotonoha. Kotonoha's like, whoa homie, we've been dating for 5 minutes and I've met you 10 minutes ago. I ain't ready for this shit. So Sekai's like, do me, I'll be your practice girl. Upon learning that Sekai puts out, Makoto decides she'd be a much better girlfriend. Even though Makoto is fucking every girl in school, he doesn't seem to have the balls to at least do the decent thing and break up with Kotonoha. So instead, he just avoids and ignores her, leading her to be confused as to why her boyfriend is treating her this way. I can rant about how trash this anime is for days, but I'll just skip to the end. Now, this may come as a shock, but Makoto wasn't loyal to Sekai either. Yes, I know, I was just as shocked as you. He cheats on her with literally every girl in their school, and when Sekai finds out about this, she does the rational thing and uses a pregnancy to try to guilt him into staying. But Makoto didn't care about none of that because Kotonoha is desperate to win him back for some reason. And now, she puts out, so Makoto's back with her. That all leads us to the ending. The one thing that saves this show. They all die. But did you know in Japan they decided not to air the final episode due to a real murder that happened the day before it was supposed to air? According to my research, the scene was deemed a little too similar to the real-life event. Another article said that Higurashi Kai was also cancelled after this event. Instead, they filled the time block with scenery of boats, and I feel stupid. Apparently, this is where the nice boat meme comes from. My dumbass thought it was because Kotonoha was hugging Makoto, or what's left of him at least, on the boat in the very end. But that's not where the nice boat meme comes from, and I'm stupid. I couldn't find very much on the real-life murder. Since the killer was a minor, Japan kept her identity anonymous. I can't tell you what I did find in the articles discussing it, though. Apparently, a 16-year-old girl bought an axe in advance of the murder. Allegedly, she changed into a black dress before killing her father early that morning while her mom and sister were sleeping. Authorities found her in that same dress with bloodstains. While in custody, she admitted to the crime. Her father was a 45-year-old police sergeant in the traffic division at Minami Police Station in Kyoto Prefecture. That's all I could find, and I feel like that just leaves me with more questions than answers. Like, even with Nevada-tan, who was much younger when she committed a murder, we at least have potential motives. This, all I can ask is why? Why'd she buy an axe? Why is the black dress significant? Why did she kill her father? All we can do is speculate, and we pretty much have nothing to go off of. All we can really do is hope that the wife and sister are recovering from such a mentally scarring event, and that this girl who killed her father got the help she needed too. Now, all this reality is getting to me, so let's discuss the anime ending the school days. Yeah, let's discuss the anime. Sekai was hurt that Makoto had been heartlessly cheating on her with everyone they knew without an ounce of guilt, then abandoning her when she told him she was pregnant. In all her hurt and pain, she stabs Makoto to death. I loved watching this scene when I was a kid, but to this day, if I hear a tea kettle, I go into fight or flight mode. I'm not even joking. After Sekai returns the favor to Makoto by penetrating him multiple times, she runs home in a panic. When she's home, she gets a text from Makoto saying he's waiting at the school's rooftop. As you can imagine, she's confused. Sekai very stupidly goes to the school rooftop. I guess maybe she thought there was a chance it was some sort of bad dream or something. Instead, she finds Makoto's school bag and Kotonoha. Kotonoha asks her about her pregnancy. Sekai deflects, so Kotonoha just outright accuses her of lying about being pregnant. Then she just tells Sekai she should talk to Makoto about this. Right here, we learn Makoto's head is in his school bag. Sekai might have stabbed him to death, but Kotonoha decapitated his dead body. I low-key want to see that scene, because we see her come home after the murder, but we never see Kotonoha's reaction or line of thinking that lead her to mutilate his corpse. Wouldn't it be fucking awful if he were still alive and could have survived if he gotten help, but Kotonoha just finished what Sekai started? I mean, people have survived crazier things than stabbings. I think if I had a partner who was just brutally stabbed, I'd at least try to check to see if they could be saved before keeping their head as a souvenir. I ain't trying to come off as judgy. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying check first. Then, Kotonoha kills Sekai and cuts her open to confirm whether or not she's pregnant. Which, like, Makoto was screwing everyone and everything that would remotely look his direction. An actual pregnancy wouldn't be that far-fetched. I would be genuinely surprised if nobody got pregnant throughout this debacle. According to Kotonoha, she did not find a person inside of Sekai, but I'd also like to point out that Sekai was like very freshly just found out pregnant, so I don't think you would be able to see what you're looking for. Then we see Kotonoha and Makoto together on their nice boat. I actually had a lot of fun working on this video. Sure, I don't care for this anime, but it's also super nostalgic and I love the death scenes. I also learned School Days has a manga. I did not know that. There's also something called Cross Days where two actually seemingly sane individuals, from what I can tell, get wrapped up in this dumpster fire of love. So that's pretty cool since School Days definitely lacks a voice of reason. I think doing more School Days videos would be fun sometime, because as much as I don't like this anime, I do love shit talking it. Also, researching for this video, I found some people hailing it a damn masterpiece. So maybe it's worth a rewatch? Like, did I miss something when I was watching this when I was younger? Why are people hailing it as a good anime? Maybe I'll play the visual novel. It might be fun and surprise me and actually be an okay game with a shit adaptation. But we'll wait for my rich simp to break out the poorhouse, because apparently this game costs money, and with this series' shit reputation, I was expecting someone to just pay me to want to take this game off their hands and release them from this curse. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.